Hello everybody, Mr. Walkden here. I'm going to speak to you for the next few minutes about the September reopening. This week you've all been sent through the post a September reopening booklet, which is absolutely essential in going forward in September onwards. In that document we talk about everything from start to school days, to lunchtimes, to breaks, to curriculum, to PE, etc, etc. Please make sure you keep that booklet safe and you can refer to it at any point during the course of the next, I guess, half term moving through to Christmas. The booklet's also got a really good contents page at the front which directs you to the area that you will need as we go through the next few weeks. I'm just going to back that booklet up by just going through some of the main points as we enter into September. So, first things first, in September, the first 2 days are staff only. The first day for students will be Thursday, the 3rd of September, and on that day is Year 7 only. The Year 7s have not had transition due to the pandemic, and it's really important that Year 7s get a feel for the building, get to know their spaces, meet the form teachers and staff, and just get their own time and space in the building. So the Thursday, the 3rd of September, is Year 7s only. On the Friday, the Years 10 and 11 will be back in the building with the Year 7s. So the Friday, it's Year 7, Year 10 and Year 11. On the Monday, it's only Year 8 and only Year 9. These students have been at the building for the best part now of 6 months at that point there. So for the Monday, it's the Year 8 and the Year 9s only. On the Tuesday, which is the 8th of September, everybody's back in the building for the full school population. So slight changes there. It's done to make sure we maximise getting students back in the habits, learning the rules, knowing what's expected of them, knowing what they can expect from us, and just also give them time and space in the building after a period of play when it has been, a building for so long. A couple of changes in going forward there with the start of the school year. Traditionally, we just have the front gate open. Because of numbers and hand sanitising and making sure we give ourselves a bit more time and space, in the morning both gates are going to be open. The front gate will be open for Years 7, 8 and 11, and the back gate is open for Years 9 and 10. I'm asking you and stressing it's really important that we stick to that. I know for some parents, they may drop some kids off, they've got to walk down the ginnel to get into the back gate. I accept that, and that's not ideal. However, we need to make sure that the kids have got time to sanitise and get in the building and get to their zones, which I'll talk about in a minute. But just to reinforce that point, the front gate is Year 7, 8 and 11, and the back gate is Years 9 and 10 for the start of September moving forward. Another point I wish to add is that the building will not be open till 8:10 in the morning. Again, I don't want kids milling about, and we're trying to reduce the contamination or the crossing of kids across bubbles and kids moving around the building freely. That's not what it's about. I'll talk about zones in a minute, but the whole playgrounds and the internal part of the school is all zoned off. So to minimise the risk of kids moving about and contamination, the building will be open at 8:10 in the morning. Please make sure, if you can, that your kids are not arriving on site till 8:10 in the morning. Thank you. The next part of what I'm going to talk about is the zones. The zones is really important as we go through into September. So the school will be broken up internally and externally into 5 zones, depending on the year group. Why this is really important is to make sure that, we're controlling kids moving around the building and intermingling and with each other and making sure we're as safe as possible, both staff and kids. Now these zones are documented on pages 6 and 7 in your booklet. When the kids come in September, they'll be advised on this continually through the form period, through the signage on the gate, through staff talking to them on the gate, but also around the building, everything is zoned off. So I'm just going to talk very quickly about where students are per year group so they know what to expect in September. So Year 7s, internally, their place for social times, if they need to be inside, is Lady Mabel. If they're outside, it's the front of the school around by the statue. Most of the Year 7 lessons will be in the Keppel part of the school. For Year 8s, the internal part for Year 8 is Gym 1. Outside is the lower tennis courts, and the Year 8s have been timetabled on the C1 and the C2 corridor for their subjects. For Year 9, their internal is Gym 2. The outdoor area is the top tennis courts, and their area is P2 and P3. For year 10, their indoor area is the sports hall, their outdoor area is the mugger, and their lessons are on the P1 and a little bit on the P2 as well. For year 11s, their indoor area is the canteen, their outdoor area is the gravel at the back of the canteen between there and Warncliffe, and their lessons will be timetabled in W. That's a massive piece of work, as you can imagine, with 1,750 students moving around a building like this. We've had to timetable all the subjects in a certain part. We've got a plan. It's a really good plan. Obviously, it's not ideal in some ways, but in doing what we've done, we're making sure that the students and the staff are as safe as possible. The next part, everybody, is page 7 of the booklet, which is the end of the school day as the first part. So because the numbers of the kids that will be leaving site, we staggered the ending of the school day over a 20-minute period. So year 7s will be finishing at 2:45, year 8s will finish at 2:50, year 9s at 2:55, year 10s at 3 o'clock, and year 11s at 3:05, which gives us a 20-minute window with both gates open. Will alleviate some of the stresses on the building at the end of the school day, and hopefully there won't be as much movement between the year groups with that 5 minutes. It doesn't sound a lot, 5 minutes, but it actually is quite a period of time. So the end of the school day will be slightly different, with years 7, 8 and 9 leaving before 3 o'clock at 5-minute staggers. Breaks, lunches are very different in the fact that, again, we've got staggered break times and staggered lunch times. The details are in the pack. What's fundamental about breaks and lunches is, again, is making sure students are not mixing between the year groups. There is no food on sale before school or at break time. So I'll just repeat that again. There is no food on sale before school and also at break time. At lunches, there's grab bags and cold sandwiches available only. So at lunchtime, it's cold sandwiches and grab bags available only at lunchtime in the canteens. And also we've got a couple of pop-up services around the school site. Another thing to reiterate is there are no water stations. I know we brought these in a couple of years ago and students love these water stations. For health and safety, they're not allowed in September. So please make sure that you, if you're bringing a packed lunch, we strongly advise that you do give your child a packed lunch, and if you do, please make sure you bring them a drink anyway. Just to reiterate the point, fizzy drinks and energy drinks are not allowed for health reasons, which obviously, so please again make sure that you stick to that, and there's no fizzy drinks and there's no energy drinks in the building, and I strongly advise that your child brings a drink with them in the morning in September. Thank you. The next point I want to make is about travel to and from school. Big on this. I've been in communication with the bus companies trying to get extra buses put on. Is that going to happen? I don't think so as I sit here right now in July. It's a plea really. We need as many students walking, cycling to school as possible. The bike sheds are there. There's a really good resource there that can be used. Obviously, the concern is we're doing all this work during the course of the day in the school building with the zones and the lessons and the dinner times and stuff like that. But also buses is a concern. If a child is on the bus, they must use a face mask. But what I'm asking for here really is if we can, if possible, please avoid using school buses, if at all possible, and use, walk and or cycle, etc., etc. But the buses is a great concern. We do during the course of the day, hopefully not to and done to and from school. So just a plea there from me in terms of using public transport, or not in this case of using public transport if possible. I'm fully aware that some have to, I get that. The next part I'm going to talk about is a really important part, is school equipment. In the past, we've had the school shop and students obviously at times, as it happens, students share equipment with each other. That cannot happen in September because of transmission, so students cannot share equipment. We've also not allowed either to have the school shop. So this next part is a really important part of the summer and preparing for September is equipment. So I'm going to run through now the equipment, what is required for September. It's a black pen, purple pen, green pen, pencil, the reading book, the highlighter, the ruler, the calculator, a protractor and a glue stick. On page 8 of your booklet, which you can get through the post this week, the list is clear and it's on there. It's really, really important to us that we put things in place that the equipment is really stuck to, so kids are in the building and they're ready to learn. So please make sure that you work through that list and the equipment is there with your child in September. It's also really important to have the A4 bag. It's me being an old man, but these little bags are no good. The rules are simple. We need to make sure that the student has the proper A4 size bag for September. And also I'm going to advise as well, there are hand sanitizing stations all over the school, entrances, exits. Every single classroom in the school, has a sanitizing station, but it would also help as well if your child had a little hand sanitizer in their equipment as well. The next part I'm going to talk about is about uniform. Uniform is fully expected in September. We've got a school to run here, and the bottom line is, we're good to go. Teachers are ready, students will be ready, and uniforms are a really important part of that in terms of being ready to learn and setting the standards. So uniform will be expected to be as good as it has been over the last few years. To reinforce that point, I've got some dates for you if you wish to order uniform online or pickups. So the collection dates from school are as follows. From the 7th of August, the school is open from 9:30 till 4 o'clock. If you wish to pick up uniform on that day, the order deadline for that day is the 27th of July. Similar to that, we've got two collection days from the 20th of August and the 21st of August, again 9:30 till 4 o'clock. The order deadline for them days are the 13th and the 14th of August. On them 2 days in August, the 20th and the 21st, if you're not using the online facility, you can turn up and pay cash for uniform. Just to finish off now, thank you for listening to this video. It's really important to us. I just want to round it up by thanking you, the parents and carers, for everything you've done during the course of the last 4 to 5 months. It's been without doubt one of the strangest periods, no, that's a lie. It's been the strangest period of my career, which has lasted over 20 years. I want to thank you for what you've done. I think during the course of this time that you've really stepped up. I know it's not been easy, cajoling, inspiring, teaching this, teaching that, getting the kids out of bed, keeping them going every single day. It's a really difficult task, and I know some of you have found it really, really difficult. Well done. It's been a very testing time for everybody, but from the feedback I've had from the emails, the phone conversations I've had with parents, that staff have had, I know that some of you have done a wonderful, wonderful job, and we really appreciate what you've done there. I sent a letter out today and it's going to go to you with this booklet, and I've put it on our social media, and in there I've talked about thanking the stakeholders for what they've done during the course of this pandemic. A lot of work has gone into September, but I'm also fully aware of what's been done in the last few weeks. Thank you. Genuinely, it's been really, really heartening to see the excellent work that's gone into everything, really, from keeping the kids doing, moving. We've had an X amount of kids on site over the last few weeks, and what I've gauged from them, if I'm honest, is the fact that they miss school, and I'm hoping that in September, I'm not saying they're going to be banging the gate down, I don't think some will be, but I genuinely believe, more than we know, that our students and our kids really want to be back in this building and get some sense of normality. And I'm hoping that over the course of these last few months, a lot of students have realised just how important school is to them. Staff have missed them, and I don't want to sound cheesy because it's not, but staff genuinely have missed the students and missed the day-to-day, the cut and thrust. Me myself have been in this building at times, we've been me in the building, it's like an empty vessel. So on the positive side, I'm hoping at the end of this process, we really do appreciate what school is all about, and about the power of community. So again, from me and the staff, I thank you for the work you've done, because I know it's not easy. I really do appreciate that. Just to finish this off, over the summer the school will be shut basically for the next 4 weeks as staff go on their summer break. from August the 20th onwards, which is results day for the year 11, school will be open. If you have any queries or questions as a result of this booklet and it's not answered, please don't panic. School will be fully open from August the 20th, and questions and stuff will be answered from there. It just remains for me to say to you, have a lovely summer. I hope the sun reappears as it did a few weeks ago. Take care, and hopefully in September we're as close to normality as possible. But for me and all the staff at Ecclesfield School, thank you for everything you've done. Take care, and see you in September.